Okay, so I'd start with introducing myself. So again, my name is Valerie Sagun. I am a junior counselor for the class of 2023. So we want to go ahead and start today with just an intro into study group and what it consists of, just to make sure everything's set up correctly. Are you able to hear me well? Good. All right. So I want to go ahead and introduce our vision and mission of the Y Scholars program. So our vision is to elevate people's growth mindset so we all achieve higher ambitions. So we want to make sure that we promote an atmosphere that where you yourself, the Y Scholar, is able to come to realize that you have the power to implement your own skills to help further yourself in life. So our mission is to guide first generation high school students so they would pursue and obtain a college education. So not only do we want to help you guys get into college, we also want to make sure you're able to finish and have the right resources to tackle on everything that will bring you throughout the 4-year course, or if you decide to extend it to grad school and whatnot. All right, so I have a check-in question of the day. And so we all know with this pandemic, a few things have quite changed. And so a question I have for you is, on behalf of living through a pandemic, what new things made it on your bucket list? Can I have Isaac go first, please?
I don't know. I guess just do more activities, go out more, since I wasn't able to do that for a long time.
Ooh, do more activities. Is there any specific that you like?
No, not really. I can't
No,
think of
not
anything.
really. Nothing specific then. Would you suggest, when you mean activities, do you mean like activities with friends, more self activities, family activities?
I think both. Maybe a lot more with my friends.
Ooh, I see. So more activities
Yeah.
with your friends is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
All right. How about yourself, Takata?
It's like a short-term bucket list thing. Maybe like just traveling out of the states, to I don't know, like places like I don't know, maybe Europe or Japan, since we couldn't really travel like out of the states this summer. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So long distance travel, that's definitely like something that was taken from us. And those two places, Japan and Europe, seem very, very like the go-to destinations after a pandemic. Very chill and relaxing vibes. Is that what I'm getting that you're looking for?
And also because they sound fun. It's just a different place. It's not Berkeley. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. So not Berkeley. That's definitely a place to be after being confined, right? All right, that sounds pretty good. I think myself, I will also have to agree with you that on my bucket list, it's always been travel, but I think more kind of random places, like the least populated. We still want to be, I'm a bit cautious about being around a lot of people, but I know there's definitely some good hidden local spots I could try to hit up. So that's what's made it onto my bucket list. Alrighty, we're gonna continue on. So we want to make sure we're all good. It's good to check on one another. So if you could go ahead and describe a feeling you have, both positive and negative. Just want to consider both sides. So we could start with Takado. Could we go with you again? Oh, after you, yeah.
Yeah, sure, I can go. I guess I feel a bit irritated at myself, or I guess like not really studying for upcoming tests.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I hear you're not studying. Are you irritated at that you can't develop like the motivation to study, or
Yeah, I guess that too, and also like trying to find a good way of studying, which I do kind of have in mind, but then like I can't really, put it to use because I don't have like a lot of motivation to do it.
oh, I see. So it's
Yeah.
irritation of finding both the right way, like kind of deciphering what works best for you, and
Yeah.
then having the motivation to find that.
Yeah,
I
how to-
see how that could be a struggle.
Yeah, it's a
Alright,
struggle.
and Isaac, how about yourself? How are you feeling today?
I would say proud of doing my math homework and just like feeling good about it. And
Ooh,
but I'm also like feeling just kind of tired right now.
tired? Why is that?
Uh I think just because it was hot today. I
Oh,
got
I
back from
see.
school and yeah.
So I'm hearing that after, although you're proud of like both completing that math homework,
Yep.
having to do so, and that like the heat
Yeah.
definitely added to your exhaustion. Is that right?
Yeah.
Hi Rachel, thank you for joining us. We actually just started. Now that you're entering, do you mind turning on your camera, please?
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you. And so I just want to introduce myself really quick. I am Valerie Sayoon. I am a junior counselor for the class of 2023. So just so you know, and I'm pretty sure you're aware, this first session is an intro into study group. So we hope to go over what we would like to gain from study group and more about that. Now that you're joining us, it's kind of a perfect spot. Can I go ahead and ask how you're feeling, whether it's a positive or negative feeling that are listed here on this chart, or if you have any feelings of your own that are not listed? Do you mind sharing, please?
I'm feeling kind of annoyed because I just
Annoyed.
got home. Yeah, annoyed. And like I was driving, and so like I was trying to rush to make it before 5, but that wasn't gonna happen. So I just gave up on trying to get home before 5. But it was very hot today, and I have a lot of homework to do, and like people just don't know how to drive. Like I have road rage, and it was just very irritating. So yeah, very annoyed.
Oh, I see. So yeah, definitely trying to manage your time, and then kind of those unanticipated situations where like traffic or just like everyone forgot how to drive. Yeah, I see how that could be annoying. I hope it gets better and you're able to finish your homework and kind of sort that out and able to like manage through the rest of the day. I'm going to go ahead and add on. So I'm not, well, I would say definitely the heat does get me quite annoyed, but I think today I'm feeling a bit more nervous given this is our first study group. So I hope to deliver as much content to the three of you and it be useful. So I hope that works out, fingers crossed. All right, we're just gonna continue on now. So this is just a Zoom check. So I know that there was a shared like transition to Zoom. So I want to make sure you guys are all like good and oriented well on how to use Zoom and whatnot. Can I get a reply on whether you guys feel comfortable using Zoom and are aware of like the different resources Zoom has? Or okay, I could see you guys using your responses. How about you, Isaac? That's good. That's good. Your reaction emojis. All right. So some of the Zoom checks or like our Zoom protocols I would like to like establish with you guys is that for first off, I'd like everyone to have their videos on during session. It feels better knowing that we're talking to each other. And although we're not in person, like this communication of seeing one another definitely does help. Again, the reaction emojis I would like for you guys to use with for quick communication between us two. So when I'm giving presentations, that way I know that we're both on the same page. I would hope that you use the chat box for clarifying questions. So if there's ever anything that I present that's a bit confusing or would like more details on, you could go ahead and put it in the chat. And if there's an urgent and pressing question during session that you would need to address me, just to be sure, I would like for you to raise your hand. So those are the different ways I'd like for us to kind of use the Zoom tools to communicate. So is that good? Can I get a thumbs up from you guys? Alrighty, sounds good. We'll continue on. All right, so for starters, we want to know how our sessions could be successful. So success does differ across different platforms. So I'd like to go over how success would be or look in our session. So our session will be successful if we get to know each other. Of course, we're here to respect each other's time and also use the time to learn more about each other and gain greater connections with one another. We also want to establish a clear understanding of study group. And today we will also be successful if we create our team learning agreements. So in general, what to me would define a successful session for us is that all participants would take at least one thing of value each session, and we'll be able to work together to create a safe space where we're actually motivated to talk to one another. So I know when I say this one thing of value, I hope that every session you're able to find something to your benefit and take that to your own life, be able to apply that. So again, like I want study group to feel that it's a good use of time for both parties. All right. So next, we're gonna do 36 questions. So I'll break you guys out to 2 rooms. It's a small group. So 2 and 2, or yeah, we could do 2 and 2. And I'd like for you to pick from the first set of questions, part 1, with your partner. And then we'll join back in about 3 minutes. So I'll go ahead and make the breakout rooms. Oh, sorry about that. Alrighty, if you could go ahead and join that room.
Can we get the questions?
Oh yeah, I posted it in the chat. Are you able to access that?
Oh, we
Did it
can't.
appear?
I can't see it.
Oh, did it not come out? I'm sorry about that. Let me go ahead and put it again. Alrighty, is everyone able to see that now on the chat? Alrighty. If you could go ahead and pick that and choose a question from set 1, and we'll join in 3 minutes. All right, are all breakout rooms open for you guys and ready to join? 200 years
Yeah.
ago? Is there a specific reason why 200 years ago that you'd pick to dine with them? What year are we talking
Because
about that?
I'm not because I'm not or I'm not I wasn't alive 200 years ago.
Oh, I see,
Basically,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah. Make some observations.
Hopefully learn from the past, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Takato and Rachel, would you guys mind sharing the questions you chose and what you learned about each other from them?
I guess I could start, but like, I asked Rachel about if I know, what was the question? If she would like to be famous, and she did say yes. She said she said that she kind of wants to be a rapper if she were to be famous,
Ooh, a
or a rapper's girlfriend.
rap.
Yeah,
All right, so I see you want to get into the music industry, Rachel, right? One way or another.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what do you think? Headlining your own shows? I think that sounds pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Being on tour.
Yeah. I feel like if I wasn't to be a rapper, like because I suck at rapping, I would rather be a rapper's girlfriend because, they get so much like clout and like recognition. And like they get deals too, like modeling deals and stuff like that. And so, yeah.
Alright,
But
oh, I see.
I had asked Ricardo, yeah, what was his I think it was like worst memory or something like that. And he told me how when he was 2, he had, I think, fell on the slide. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was that right? Yeah, fell on the slide and hit his nose really hard.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that is not a good memory. Was your nose okay? Did it break? I'm assuming you were 2 years old. That must have hurt if you
yeah.
remembered.
I, I mean, I do remember that there's a bunch of blood. I'm not sure if I broke it, but there's like this little line here, which I don't know why that's there, but that's probably the reason why. Yeah,
Oh, so I see. So scars, right? Battle scars, starting from 2 years old. That's quite an early age. Alrighty, I hope this exercise was good with you guys. Yeah, I know it's always a bit nervous to open up, but I hope that's something we could all get used to and better at together. Make study group more personal and build our connections with one another. All right. So our next question, I have for you guys is, what is study group? What do you guys think study group is, and what do you expect to take from it? Rachel, can I have what you think?
I used to think study group was like a group where we study and do homework. But like from my experience, it turns out it wasn't. Like it was like us learning like life lessons that could like help us in the future, especially with college and stuff. So yeah.
All right, so I see at first you were a bit misled by the name. Yes, study group. I could relate as to how you would expect us that we were all sitting down here going over maybe material together. But I see that you realize now that study group was good for building success skills, student skills. Yeah, does
Yeah.
that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. Isaac, can I have what you think study group is? Your opinion, your experience.
Like where we learn and like share how we can be better students and be better at studying or just being students.
All right, so I'm hearing you're saying where we learn and share. I like that. You inputted that sharing part. I think that is a big like component of study group where we want to learn to connect with one another and share our student success skills, right? Like we want to build each other up, right? Would you agree with that? Is that what I'm getting from you?
Yeah.
All right. And Takata, what do you think study group is?
I kind of think the same thing as what everyone said. I first thought it was like, a place where we study, but like after experience, it's a place where we learn about study habits and how we can be better students, like what Isaac said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good phrase, or I like how you use habits as well, because not only is our intentions to learn about the skills that are best for us, we also want to develop them, and that way they could come and like practice throughout our whole like life during academics and whatnot. So yeah, I like your guys' viewpoints. Again, what is study group? So I'm going to go over a few things of what our definition as the Y Scholars program of what study group is. So study group is intended to increase your connections with other Y Scholars. So again, we want to build a community with one another and uplift each other. We want to be able to relate to our peers and see, get more into perspective the different types of learning and like how to utilize and strategize to kind of integrate them into our own livelihood. Again, we would also like to improve our student success skills. So we want to learn what's best fit for us as students. We all learn like differently, and we want to learn how to improve and kind of guide us more to skills that are both manageable and sustainable. And so we want to also guide you to practice your growth mindset. So overall, we want you to learn how we each have a responsibility to ourselves in our pathway. So it's kind of a place and a platform to teach our scholars to be more proactive and kind of take that accountability in their life. So again, if I could ask, what to you guys is a growth mindset? Isaac, what do you think?
I think it's just like thoughts that are going to help you recognize your mistakes and recognize your like achievements, and it just like points you in a good direction, and you're not like stopping yourself or anything.
Oh, I see. I agree with you where I'm hearing that you're saying that a growth mindset is a lot of recognition of both failure and your successes in order to kind of push you towards, again, I don't want to continuously say this word, but to success, right? Is that what I'm getting?
Yep.
Okay. Takata, what about you?
Yeah.
What would you say growth mindset is?
Yeah, Isaac got like all the points that I was gonna say. Basically, I guess learning from your mistakes and then keep learning from that is also what I thought.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about kind of that recognition as well, that there's always that chance and opportunity to continue to learn. All right. Does that sound right? Like learning is an ongoing process. Would you agree? And Rachel, what do you think? What would you say a growth mindset is?
You guys already covered all the points, but I
Yeah.
guess I could having a mindset of bettering yourself and always looking for growth within and not thinking negatively and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right. So what I'm getting for you is that growth mindset also does have to do a lot about interpersonal relationships and kind of being aware, self-aware of how you are both mentally and emotionally. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. I like all of your guys' definitions, and these are definitely all like the growth mindset that we're trying to kind of improve and enhance. So I hope that by with our time together, we're able to kind of find our own individual ways as well as kind of contribute to each other's growth mindset. Right, it's been a while, so we'll go ahead and take a 3-minute break. We'll join again at 5:40. 6:40. So if you guys need to go get a quick sip of water, use the restroom, we'll meet then. All right, how are we feeling? We only have quite about half of time left. Are we all good, set? All right, we'll go ahead and continue then. So in order for us to have a successful study group, we need to come to agreements, of course. So part of the next portion of session is to develop these and like kind of come together to make our own group agreements. So again, like agreements would be a good way of structuring ourselves and ensuring that we're all on the same page. Like nothing's worse than when we all kind of have our own definitions of what or how study group should run. So we want to make sure we all reach a consensus and are able to clearly outline what should go into study group, what's allowed, what we should kind of avoid in order to make sure that everyone's comfortable and it's in an environment where everyone wants to participate. So we want to make sure we know how to behave and we're able to respect each other's boundaries. So there's a few wise scholar agreements that I hope everyone could agree upon. So the few three that I have as suggestions are be present and engaged, both with me and with each other. Turn your camera on and show your face. Again, it's a good way to kind of show each other that we're here and we're aware and we're listening. And also, we also always want to make sure to respect people's stories and contributions. So this is a lot of making a safe environment. So in order for study groups to be successful, we want to make sure that, again, there's that comfort and that we are able to share with one another and what's said is here is will stay here and it's okay to converse with one another. So if I could go ahead and have you each at least contribute one group agreement, that would be great. And if you have more recommendations, that's obviously also okay. So can I start with Rachel? Do you have an agreement for this study group?
I guess one could be, I would say be mindful, but I guess that's like respect people's contributions and stuff like that. So
Mindful.
be open-minded, I guess. Would that
Be
be one?
open-minded. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and add that. I like that.
Be open-minded to others' ideas, other people's ideas and stuff. I don't know.
Are you guys still able, just making sure, to see my
Yeah.
presentation? Okay, be open-minded. Do you
Yeah.
mind again just sharing be open-minded and
I said be open-minded to other people's ideas. I'm not sure.
to other people's? No, I see where you're coming from. We want to make sure that and come to that realization that everyone comes from a different background and we all have our different ways of being. So we want to make sure that, again, there is no right way of being or doing certain things. So we need to recognize that diversity in our group and come to respect that.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Can I go ahead and have you, Takado, have one, please?
Yeah. Sorry. I had yes, one mic.
One mic.
Yeah, listen to other people and respect them, I guess, when they're talking. Yeah, I feel like I had another one, but I forgot what it was.
What did I say? Speaking time? Does that sound right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Isaac, can I go ahead and have one contribution from you, please?
I think a good one would be like keep a light environment throughout the session. So like the atmosphere isn't too tense and there isn't like pressure on one individual or on the whole group?
Alrighty, sorry, my computer is acting a bit up.
Could you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right, does that sound about right? So yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely agree. We want to make sure that again, part of being a safe environment is that it's kind of, I want to say in a way chill, like you said, a light environment. We want to make sure there's not too much pressure to either come to study group, as in like you don't feel that coming is kind of strenuous. We want to make sure that this is a environment where everyone wants to be here and is comfortable being here. So I agree. Is there any more recommendations from you guys that you would have for group learning agreements? Anything at all? Nothing that comes to mind? Are we all good? Yeah, okay. I just want to also say that this is an open like kind of document, so we could always feel free to add or if we ever have to take off certain agreements. Again, like as we come to learn more about each other, we'll learn more of our kind of way of being and how to engage with one another. So always feel free to reach out if you feel that there's an agreement that we should add, and we're definitely come and we'll come and add to our agreements and make sure that they're all always a reflection of what we want during study group. So I want to make sure you guys are all aware and comfortable of doing that. Ooh, sorry about that. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and continue. All right, so our next activity is just to go over what class shoutouts are. So again, our main ideals is class, which is commitment, leadership, attitude, self-discipline, and passion. So these are kind of values we have and want to make sure they're always acknowledged. So commitment, it means to leave the outside to strengthen your why. So we want to make sure that every time we come in, we're kind of engaged and focused on the present, on what's going on now, and kind of come to realize why we're here, why we take the certain actions that we do, and from there kind of progress on. So leadership means to improve ourselves. So we want to make sure that we start and take about accountability of ourselves. And from then on is when we're able to help others and overall the community. So again, it all begins with you. Attitude. So this again is, it's not if you can, it's if you will. So we want to avoid that kind of again, loss of recognition of your own responsibility in your life. So we want to make sure that you are aware that you are capable of doing everything you put your mind to, and you're kind of set on that. Self-discipline. So again, we always hear that I'll do it tomorrow, but we want to really reinforce that we take action now, we take action today. So we want to minimize procrastination, because in the end, in the long run, it'll only kind of hurt us. So the more we prolong certain events, the more we prolong us from furthering ourselves, from moving forward. So we want to make sure that we build that self-discipline. And our last value is passion. So we want to take risk and learn from any failures. So again, when we say take risks, we want to make sure that when we take these risks, we're well informed. So it would be good to say we want to take intelligent risks where we know that even if we may fail, we'll still have the opportunity to learn from that failure. So we want to make sure that we're kind of always pushing ourselves to do more, and we're aware that we're capable of doing so. So class shadows are kind of something we want to make sure we do every study group. So an example of this would be like the one I have listed here. So where I would say I would like to give a commitment shout out to Rachel, because she shared her feelings with us during feelings check-in, and I'm inspired of how honest she was and how persistent she was to come to today's session. So if I could have someone like Isaac go ahead and give an example of a class shout out to one of your peers.
Okay. I guess I would give a attitude shout out um to Taco to Takado, because he was sharing his experiences in a way that I feel, I don't know, made me comfortable and inspired me.
Oh, I see. So definitely you want to recognize Takata for making that kind of environment more feel safe
Yeah.
due to his attitude coming into study group.
Yep.
All right. Takata, can I go ahead and have you share?
Yeah, I also want to give a commitment shout out to Rachel for trying to come here on time. It tells us she's really committed to Y Scholars, and also being really active in the breakout rooms when we were talking about the 36 questions.
Definitely. So I'm
Thank
hearing.
you.
Oh yeah. All right, Rachel, do you want to go ahead and share too?
I would like to take a attitude shout out to Takato, because he always gives off positive vibes and stuff. And so like when we was in the breakout room, you know, the vibe was all positive. So and his attitude is just, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We always want to recognize attitude. I think attitude does have a good way, or have a way of kind of influencing the entire atmosphere. So we want to make sure, and I'm glad to hear that this session had good attitude, good vibes for us to share. And also that commitment, knowing that we're all here and we all want to be here, that definitely does kind of encourage both, I'm sure, yourselves and myself to also engage and communicate with one another. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping up. So I have my email here if you ever need to contact me. It's vsagoon@yscholars.org. But before we go ahead and close today, I made a Kahoot for you guys so we could just see where we are, if we have good understanding with one another of what study group is and what we should have gained from today's session. So I'll go ahead and click the link. All right, and we'll put that there. All right. So if I could go ahead and have you guys open a separate tab and join. Okay. Are you guys all familiar with Kahoot?
Yeah. Do we have a link to it?
Oh yeah. I could go ahead and share the link. That's
Thank you.
also would have been good. Let me just. Okay. Okay. Oh, that did not work. Okay. Let me go ahead and. It's not right. All right, there is the link. Are you guys able to access that?
Yes, thank you.
What's a pin?
116 5719. So let me go ahead and write that. And are you guys able to see my screen?
It's still on the slides.
Oh, okay. Let me resume share. Oh, why is this not working? All right, if why is
Is there like a code that we have to type in?
yeah, I went ahead and put it in the chat. Are you able to see?
Let me check. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
All right. All right, are you guys able to see screen? Yeah, all right. Rachel, are you almost settled in? Did you get the code?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we're just gonna go ahead and wait for your name to pop up and then we'll go ahead and start. All right, Rachel, you almost ready?
I'm sorry. It's taking hecka long to load because my Wi-Fi is tripping.
It's all good.
Okay.
Alrighty, we'll start now. All right, so I see one answer. All right, so yes, so during our Zoom sessions, we want to make sure we're engaged, and we can do this by having our video on, asking and questions and taking notes and logging in on time. So obviously we want to avoid being consistently absent because again, you cannot engage if we're not here. All right, next question. What does a wise scholar obtain from a successful session? Alrighty, one more answer and we're all set. Alrighty, great. So we want everyone to take one thing of value, of course, and be able to use this in the future. So again, like besides, although we are expected to take, or I would hope that you guys take notes and we also get credit for coming to the study group, we want to make sure that in order for it to actually be successful, we're engaged and we're able to take something from study group. All right, final question. What are study groups? All right, so it's good to see you guys are all aware of what study groups are. So it's an opportunity to improve students' success skills, an opportunity to connect with other wise scholars, and a platform for guidance towards practicing your growth mindset. So again, study group is not just like free tutoring, like what it's kind of misleading name kind of resource too. So I hope you guys all are more familiar. Again, it was a good refresher what study groups are. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for coming. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.